I was diagnosed at the age of 10, just shy of my 11th birthday. But I also had hard times. I was in the hospital at least once a year for a risk of DKA and needing to get an IV flush for hydration because I had been way too high for way too long. I had some bad health situations happen throughout that time. So it's a game, it's a constant game, just like type 1 is in general, juggling. When I moved to New York, the ripe age of 22, it was a momentous and very commemorative year for a couple of reasons. I moved to New York and was starting my career, but at the age of 22 was also the year that I met JDRF. So prior to that, I had not known, and neither had my parents, really known much or anything really about JDRF. But at News Corp, I had a business colleague in the HR department that was also type 1 diabetic, and she invited me to this research event update. It was love at first sight. From the second I walked in to like the staff at the front table to then all of a sudden being in a room filled with people that either are or know or love somebody with type 1, I was like, where has this place been all my life? I had found an endocrinologist in New York, part of growing up and being an adult, but she had very little experience with type 1. She primarily dealt with type 2 patients. And throughout working with her in 22, my younger 20s, she had informed me, because the state that my diabetes was in, that I would never be able to have kids, that was not going to be an option for me. That was super hard to hear, that is not going to be a journey that I could go on throughout my life. And you think, like, how do you tell people you're dating, or if I ever got married? I did two things. I got a new endocrinologist, because if that's going to be this endocrinologist prognosis, that wasn't going to work for me. That's not the right person to be supporting me as I live with this disease. And then the second thing is I threw myself into JDRF, because I had found my people, I had found my tribe, and I had found an organization that was going to help me build a brighter future for myself and not live with the prognosis I was getting at the time.
Maggie has that aura of being happy and always looking at the positive things in every type of situation. But when she's at these events, when she's with her people with type 1 diabetes, that's where you really see the glow in Maggie. And it makes me so proud to see that with her.
My first real foray into JDRF was building a walk team. It's one of their flagship events. It was the next thing on the calendar after I went to that research update, and I went to the kickoff event in the spring, because the walks were in the fall, and met more people and got on the mailing list and all the things, and we formed Team Beat the Beaties. That was our walk team in the New York chapter of JDRF. In 2016, here we are, 7 years later. Got 7 years of walks under our belt. Our team's huge. We're fundraising. We're doing all these kind of events around it. And when there was particularly quite a few people that were flying in for that walk weekend, I didn't think much of it, because a lot of people did. But in hindsight, I get it, because that year, 2016, was the year that my husband decided to propose to me. And wanting to make the proposal the most joyous and monumental occasion of our lives to that point, he chose the JDRF One Walk as the place and time to propose in front of all of those people that love me, with the backdrop of an organization that is allowing me to thrive in my life. The progress that JDRF has made over the past several decades is remarkable, and particularly going on a continuous glucose monitor, which was a massive, massive milestone in terms of the progress and advancements in therapies that JDRF championed for many, many years. That was a game changer. All of these were massive advancements, and they've helped me in every aspect of my life. They allowed me to travel for business and continue to grow my career year over year throughout my adult life. It never held me back, and it allowed me to be better in control, be better top of mind, which allowed me to be successful in every aspect of my life. Leading up to my most proud moment of being able to take that prognosis at the age of 22 that I won't be able to have kids and make that untrue giving birth to my daughter when I was 33 years old and my son when I was 35. The fact that I have two beautiful, healthy kids and had two really healthy pregnancies where my A1C never went above 6.4 is a credit and a testament to best-in-class therapy and management of my type 1, which I did with a medical team, but to technology, thanks to JDRF. So much so that I actually managed the delivery of my children via cesarean section, major surgery. My husband and I managed the diabetes, not the hospital staff, during those two major operations with the birth of my children. This journey for me would not have been possible, which is the best part of my life to date without JDRF. It's my gratitude will never, ever end for JDRF and what we do, because I'm part of it too.
You know, she's a beacon of light, right? She is a beacon of hope of just because someone is diagnosed with type 1 diabetes doesn't mean your life stops. She continues to push the limits and push the boundaries, and that's what makes me so proud.
T1D is a 24 hours a day, 7 days a week situation for those living with and loving somebody with type 1 diabetes. It is an honor to be the 2023 JDRF Fund a Cure family here in Columbus, Ohio. And I ask that you join me and my family in providing a 100% tax-deductible donation to JDRF so that we all can continue to make those living with and loving someone with T1D's lives completely limitless. Good evening, everyone. Whew. Need to take a minute and take a breath. Thank you for all that love and support. As you saw, Maggie, my husband Mike, our daughter Vivian, our 1.5-year-old son Vince is hopefully at home with the babysitter sleeping, fingers crossed, for daylight savings. But thank you so much for indulging us and taking those 7 minutes to hear our story. As you saw, I have a lot of identities. I am a wife, a mom, a daughter, a sister, a friend, a senior vice president in the advertising industry, an avid lover of musical theater, a spinning enthusiast, yes, queen, and so many more things. And every single one of these identities has been hindered at one point or another because of my type 1 diabetes. Equally, every single one of these identities has been so greatly enhanced. Thank you to this incredible organization, JDRF. So let's hear it for JDRF. JDRF, let me count the ways. Everything from the community to the medical advancements, the education, the advocacy. Thank you, Cass, for teaching me so much about advocacy over the last few years together. But all of these things have been contributors to why I have lived a limitless life for the last 27 years. And I hope that my story sheds some light on the very real, very swift way that JDRF takes every single dollar we all donate and turns it into real life action. You heard a little bit about this in the video, but JDRF is unwaveringly committed to preventing, treating, and curing type 1 diabetes. And my family and I are living proof of that. Just in the last year, as we talk about prevention, Vivian actually, did we prick your finger, babe, in the last year? We participated in T1 Detect, an amazing screening program that JDRF has largely championed to identify whether or not Vivian has markers for type 1, and she was negative. But as Christy mentioned earlier, if she was positive, thanks to Tzield being approved by the FDA last year, there's things we can do about it now, which is incredible. And that is all work JDRF is doing. As we think about my own life, from CGMs to an automated tubeless insulin delivery system, all of these advancements have made my type 1 in greater and greater and greater control and management. And it's all thanks to JDRF. It's swift, it's fast, and it's real. But there is no time like the present to be involved and contribute to JDRF. Type 1 diabetes diagnoses are on the rise, and 50% of them are happening in adults. 50% are happening in adults. It's not just a pediatric disease. And I do believe, based on my own personal experience, we as a community can do better in supporting adults living with T1D, which is why it is the honor of a lifetime to be this year's Fund a Cure family and to be spotlighting adults living with type 1. Because whether you are a child with type 1 or you might be the parent of a child with type 1, as Mark mentioned earlier, we all become adults. And making sure that there is continued care and progress for every stage in our lives is the ultimate key to living long and happy lives as type 1s. So with that, I just have a few quick gratitudes and asks of all of you, because I am a sales lady. I've got to make a strong close. My first is to thank my husband. This guy. I mean, not only did he pick the one walk to propose to me, but he is the most unbelievable life partner, but he's also the most unbelievable life partner in type 1. I did pretty well thanks to my amazing parents and support group, which is primarily over here. But he has changed the game in helping me run this disease every second of every day, whether I'm traveling and he's checking my blood sugars while I'm in a hotel across the country alone for work, taking care of the kids as I stabilize. You're the best. And to be able to live this disease with you is a blessing that I never thought I would have, and I do, and I'm so grateful for it. Thank you. You're cute. Can I see your 4-year-old pose one more time for everyone? Oh yeah, Queen. Her, my family, and my friends, thank you all for sticking by my side when my blood sugars were low and I was super mean and yelling, particularly at you, Amy, about grapes with seeds in them. For supporting JDRF, walking, donating tirelessly, for checking my blood sugars. Jessica Barrett, this one's for you. In college, when I was having a little too much fun. You all unconditionally love and support me, and it is an honor to unconditionally love you all in return. Thank you. To the JDRF staff and board members and volunteers, you're an inspiration to me. The way you show up every day, either living with or loving someone with this disease, it's remarkable. And to work alongside you for our mission is an honor and a joy and a privilege. So thank you for that. And then lastly, I want to thank every single solitary one of you here in this room. Even though we might not have met, or maybe we will eventually, by buying the seat that you're sitting in, by bidding on auction items, as fun as that was, by donating to walks or rides, you all are the ones that are making JDRF's brilliance come to life. You all have made my life limitless. You all gave me my children. And for that, I am eternally grateful to each and every one of you. So as we move into this next portion of the evening with our incredible auctioneer, Trey, can we give it up for Trey real quick? As we move into this portion where Trey is going to ask if you're comfortable making a Fund a Cure donation or doing that, I need you guys to remember, every time you raise your bid card, you are literally shattering the glass ceiling that is above every type 1 diabetic's head. You are making limitless living possible. And there is no greater gift on this earth. So let's raise our cards, let's have some fun, and together, let's turn type 1 into type none. Thank you.